Hello, welcome to the Word Cafe podcast. This podcast has been designed with curated content that centers on the power of words. Can we really do anything without speaking? Can we really do anything without the agency of words? Yes, that is what this podcast is all about. And I am your host, Amakri Isobwe, your neighborhood word trader. I believe in the power of words, for it is the unit of creation. I trade in words to profit my world. Hello. You are welcome to this wonderful episode. How are you? All right. Before I go into asking all the, questions and exchanging pleasantries, I have to welcome you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good everything, wherever you are on the surface of the earth this very instant listening to me. How are you? How has it been with you? It's been an amazing time, season. Beautiful. I'm doing well. I'm doing A-OK. I describe this space as my safe space. That's the Word Cafe. Each time I come in here, I just feel like there's something, something to share, something to give. And knowing that you're there listening. All right. Welcome. Okay, today I want to share with you, something that has been with me for a while, and part of my processing, the way I process my thoughts and get it out there. I love writing, not like, the way a lot of us understand writing to be. I do a lot of creative writing, but whenever I want to get into that space, I run into what I call imagination. Yep, imagination. I see through the lens of imagination. Like I say, imagination, the way I see. And I've come to realize that for those of us within the creative space that really push the boundaries and we want to create stuff, we work on the tough, of imagination, and somehow that's how we see. Imagery is a very powerful thing to human beings. Yes, we're moved by what we see. Generally speaking, now it creates this impression on us, and that impression we begin to communicate, we begin to relate with it, so to say, have this kind of, if I would use the word, intercourse, like a social intercourse, an imaginary intercourse, and we begin to bring out the best from us. Imagination, I call it, the way I see. So it is one powerful tool for me as a writer, as one who creates, as one who brings from abstraction that thing that is seemingly unseen, but it's there, it exists. And I want to share that with you. But before I go into that and all that, there's a story, I stumbled on some months ago. I've been brooding over it, and it's like, okay, when it's time, I'm going to bring it on the show, and I'm going to talk about it, to buttress this aspect of the power of imagination, imagination, the way I see. And it is a story about Fanta. Yes, the beverage drink, Fanta of the Coca-Cola family. And And I'm going to talk about it then, how it all came about. Then we will, look into one or two things also. The name Fanta, it came during, I'm going to tell you the story in bits, in parts, but we're going to put it together at the end of the day. The name Fanta came during an employee contest to name the new beverage drink Fanta. Keith, in this case, that's the head of the Coca-Cola group in Germany. I'm going to tell you the story as we make progress, but I want to give you this bit before we go in. Told them to let their Fantasia, that's a German word for imagination, Fantasie, Fantasia, run wild. On hearing that, a salesman named Joe Nip thought of the name Fanta. And after the war, that's the Second World War, Fanta was brought to the United States by Coca-Cola, and in 1960 they bought the trademark. Now let us look at the background story of how this came about. As in, yes, the word Fanta, or the name Fanta, came from the German word for imagination, Fantasia, as in Fantasie. So I'm going to read some more and give you heads up into this. Now let's go. I'll skip some lines just to give you the juice. This is Fanta, one of the most popular soft drinks in the world. It's easily identifiable by its bright colors and bold advertisement, which often feature a group of diverse people dancing to loud, upbeat music. The brand presents itself as multicultural and fun-loving, and lures consumers with their promise of fresh, bold flavors. But would you believe that the first bottle of Fanta was made from food scraps? Yes. Or that it was invented in Nazi Germany? Yeah. So how did we get here from, how did we get here? So in the book For God, Country and Coca-Cola, Mark Pendergrast, as in that's the guy telling it, so they tell the story of how Fanta came to be. It started in 1923 when Robert Woodruff was elected president of the Coca-Cola Company. He had big dreams of expanding the brand and its global reach. In the years before, Coca-Cola's international production was somewhat, reckless. French Coke manufacturers accidentally made consumers sick with unhygienic bottling practices, and international demand for Coca-Cola was relatively low. But under Woodruff's guidance, the company established the foreign department, later come to be known as the Coca-Cola Export Corporation. They set up official bottling plants in over 27 countries and allowed Coca-Cola to, oversee all of them. While Coca-Cola provided the flavoring, each country provided its own bottling equipment and sugar for its own production. This started a global boom. Coca-Cola sponsored the 1928 Summer Olympics in Amsterdam, where people from all over the world became familiar with the Coca-Cola logo, which appeared on everything from hearts and bulletins to the words of the city streets. Coca-Cola quickly became associated with the ideal American life and became known internationally as a patriotic American icon. Coca-Cola expanded throughout Europe, where it eventually reached Germany. An American expatriate named Ray Rivington Powers was put in charge of the German subsidiary. He was a charismatic figure and an excellent salesman who would often promise potential clients that they would be rich and own villas in Florida for purchasing Coke. Powers skyrocketed sales from 6,000 cases a year to about 100,000 using this tactic. But desperate powers, crafty salesmanship, he didn't care for the details of financial, bookkeeping, and often left bills unpaid and bank statement unopened. As a result, the German subsidiary was a financial mess, and the accounts were left in serious need of managing. Then in 1933, Adolf Hitler rose to power and the reign of the Third Reich began, marking a new era for Germany and for Coca-Cola. Enter Max Keith, a German born with domineering air and an unwavering allegiance to Coca-Cola. Often described as imposing and a born leader, Keith was determined to save his subsidiaries' accounts. With the German economy booming, he took measures to market the drink to the hard-working people of this country. At the time, this meant re-establishing Coca-Cola's reputation, not as an all-American icon, but a brand fit for German consumption. Much like the Summer Olympics in Amsterdam, the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin were the perfect marketing opportunity for Coca-Cola. It catered all the games once again. Just like with most brands active in Germany at the time, it appeared beside waving banners and with swastikas. After this, the Coca-Cola logo was seen at various athletic competitions in Germany and later even on trucks at Hitler's youth rallies. And the 9th annual concessionary convention and ended with a Keith-led pledge to Coca-Cola and rousing siege hell to Hitler. Despite never actually joining the Nazi party himself, Keith was willing to work with the Third Reich to keep the company afloat. Pendergrass writes in his statement, Coca-Cola told Business Insider that there is no indication that Keith collaborated with the Third Reich. Woodruff, for this part, unattained close relations with Keith before the war. For both men, the top priority was ensuring the prosperity of Coca-Cola. As the war ramped up, so did the economic tensions. The German government began punishing foreign businesses. When Hitler invaded Poland in 1933 and declared war on Europe, Keith feared his American-owned business would also be seized by the government. Then the war entered a new stage with the attack on Pearl Harbor. The United States formally entered World War II and declared Germany an enemy. It used the Trading with the Enemy Act of 1917. So while other multinational businesses operating in Germany at this time were unable to make products, Keith was determined to still produce something, so he made a tactical decision. He oversaw the creation of an exclusively German soft drink. Keith had chemists concoct a soda that was vaguely similar to Coke, caffeinated and with an unidentifiable blend of taste. But rather than being made with the secret 7X Coke flavoring, this product was made from the leftovers from other food industries, mostly scraps from produce markets. This was usually fruit pulp, like apple fibers, from cider pressing, and liquid byproduct of cheese curdling. The resulting liquid was a translucent beige that more closely resembled today's ginger ale. Keith asked his sales team to explore their fantasias while inventing a name, and the drink was christened Fanta. The name was a hit. All right, so that's the story behind Fanta, how it all came about, even within that period when there was serious crisis in the globe, depression, war, and all that. But somebody who saw an opportunity, not minding what the world was going through, how to create that, and from his imagination, that thing we all celebrate today as a drink was born, Fanta. Now, let us look at the etymology of the word. Yes, let us look at the etymology of the word fantasy, because it came from that, should I say, dimension. Yep, fantasy and its many derivations originate in the Greek word fantasia, which literally means to make visible. We have a lot of conflicting definitions coming from here and there, but basically we come to see that the word fantasy, it's real. Yes, we've come to encounter this word on so many levels that when you hear it presently, fantasy, what comes to your mind? Something that is not real, a make-believe or something. But from this, when I saw this story about Fanta and went through to do one or two digging about the word, I've come to see that it is what we have been blessed with. The power of imagination. Yes, not necessarily now we closing our eyes and opening that inner vision, to see the way God created us. We are created in His image, His likeness, and after His form. So He sees, He envisions, He creates. God is a great, if I must use that word, imaginator, if there's any word like that. He has the power of imagination, which He has also given to us. And it is for us to harness it to make our world where we live better. We are in times of, should I say, great challenges. A lot of things are going on globally, and questions have been asked here and there. But I think it is time for us to harness the power of our inner vision, our fantasia, our imagination, creating that future, just like Keith did during the Second World War, when things were all looking bleak, gloomy and everything. But it's like, we need to live. It's not just about survival now. It's about living. It's about becoming. It's about being. And boom, he, should I say, walked the path of imagination. And it tried to push the boundaries beyond the ordinary. And what we see today as the future of Coca-Cola was born out of one's fantasia. So guys, the answer is within us. The answer is just there looking at us. But it is time for us to harness the power of our imagination. It is real. It is real. Everything we see all around us that has been in some way gazetted, put down, written down, was born out of the imagination of men. So today I want to encourage you. How do you see? I describe it as imagination, the way I see. What you see, if you don't like it, you don't have to put up with it, but you need to just change it through the power of your imagination. Can it be better? Can it be done in a better way? Can I get a better result from this? If the answer is yes, then sit down and engage your imagination. Yes, one may say it is childish. No, it is not childish. It is childlike. When you relate with children and you see them describe the world, you just see them use their imagination, how they create things, how they push things beyond the boundaries and all that. That is where God wants us to be, in my opinion. Oh my, yes. We have what it takes, the materials to create our world. Yep. All right, guys, I leave you with this thought today. As we face the challenges all around us, I think it is time for us to use our imagination. Harness that, would I say, hidden treasure, unlock it to create that future. All right, guys, I have to go now. It's our time. It's our place. It's our moment. It is time to release our fantasia. Till I come your way again. Bye for now. Awesome time it has been with you on the Word Cafe podcast today. Thank you for being there. You can catch me up on my social media handles, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all at Amakri Isoboye. Also, you can get copies of my books, A Cocktail of Words, The Color of Words, and my HR notebook on Amazon and on Robin Heights online bookstores. You can also subscribe to my YouTube page at the same address. Yes, till we see you again. Bye for now.